We gotta shout out that boy DH because he cooked up something for us. The content House of Doom got so much worse. I didn't watch his first video, but I'm hoping he touches on enough of it in this one for me to like peep game and lock in.
Homies do not hit below the belt. Homies do not disrespect each other. Homies do not talk shit. Like, they don't do that, bro. Like, and that's the thing I feel like is the problem, bro, is a lot of these niggas enable his behavior because they let him talk that way.
Let me tell y'all something, man. This content house drama got crazier. I low-key debated double uploading just because I peeped the story brewing, but the updates to the drama were just a lot. A nigga deadass had to take a bird's eye view because this drama is just mad convoluted. So if that doesn't tell you enough, I don't know what will. I'ma quit yambling. You already know I'm the hood Socrates. And let me catch y'all up. Now first, I just want to address the elephant in the room. Cinco was dating Brooklyn Frost at 19 while she was 16, and she only found out because the dude lied about her age.
Know each other. I didn't know what I was getting into. He didn't know.
I'm trying to decide how I feel about this before we get more information. He was 19 while she was 16, so he wasn't 18 under. Well, if he was 18, if she turned 17 before he turned 20, then technically at some point he was in the 18 and under category. Now, if they started dating when he's 16, 19, it's finicky, right? Because 19 would make him what? Freshman in college? Somewhere in there? Yeah. Because you turn 19 in college. So freshman in college. I don't even think he went to college, but let's just say he did. Freshman in college and sophomore in high school. Which means, take it back a year, she was a freshman in high school. He was a senior in high school. Freshman and senior relationships, well, you can do them. They're a little finicky. DeShay's been in the game so long that I think she's been... Let me get some more information before I sit there and talk out the side of my neck.
He was getting into. Now, from the jump, Justin lied about his age. Justin is not 18. He's 20. He's 19 right now, about to turn 20 in a couple weeks. Yeah. Me and my mom found that out while we was going to Cancun for Mike's birthday from his passport, and that was the first time he ever flew out the country.
So let me get this straight. This guy Cinco or Justin lied to this woman when she was a child, and they only found out via passport. I'ma keep it a bean. Everyone involved locked them up, and I'm so serious. Clearly the Frost family knew based off of what Brooklyn was saying, and I just want to ask, like, what are we doing here? Don't get me wrong, I'm gonna get to the beef between DDG and Cinco because that's crazy, but in reality the beef should have just ended here. I said it in the Thug video. I'm coming up on 19, and I just can't see myself getting involved with a sophomore/junior in high school, even if the age of consent is 16. So all that shit is just hella weird, and I wanted to get it out the way because for some reason nobody wants to just say, didn't you date a kid and lie about your age to Cinco? And that says a lot about it, and that just proves he knew it was wrong. Now, with that being said, let's actually talk about the drama itself.
All right, let me go ahead and get this take off real quick. I misread the situation from the jump. I thought they were saying she lied about her age to get him. I did not realize they were saying that he lied and said he was 18 to her, and that's what was supposed to make it okay. I'm kind of confused because that's DeShay's younger sister. This is some random girl, and that would mean that DeShay should know he's not 18. Like, I feel like I have a good grasp of all my homeboys' ages, right? Especially if one of them wanted to date my younger sisters, right? If I have a sister and she wants to date somebody, I'm looking into bro. And if you're DeShay and you got money like that, you can really look into bro. So how does this happen? I'm with DH on this one. I don't understand. There's no way you can't sell me that y'all found out via passport when y'all were going on a group trip to Cabo for a birthday for an unrelated person in the storyline. I'm not buying that. That makes no sense. How did you even see it on the passport? Why would he give why would he give his passport to you? He has no need to. You didn't catch it on any birthday posts, anything like that. He didn't have any indicators beforehand. DeShay didn't look into him. Mama Bear didn't look into him. Y'all did a piss poor job. Yo, what he said, lock all y'all up. The daughter too. What did we do? Lock up Cinco too. if this is factually accurate. Let me go to the right out there.
Blunt, I'm not about to cover every single piece because the back and forth is too much. But I did want to highlight a few things because my view on this situation is that everyone involved are just not real friends. I've talked about it before various times, but the crux of the issue is the lack of authenticity. These men are not friends. It's a clash of egos. And if you're a One Piece fan, think of the Rocks Pirates. It's a consistent theme that conquerors, or in this case, big egos, cannot coexist.
Even that group, like, it's not a real group, bro. Like, that ain't real. Them ain't real. Like, and I'm not saying, like, speaking on as far as everybody individually. I'm just speaking as a group. That's not a real friend group, bro. That's not a real friend group. Like, our friend group was always based off of the ranks of popularity. Like, last year, I was at the bottom of the rank. If I put up to the club late, nigga tell me, nigga, it's over. Like, you can't even get in the club. Like, I'm not coming out to get you. You got to call, like, T.O. or somebody, you feel me? Like, that's the only way a nigga gets somewhere. Like, you know, and that's just a representation of the dynamic of the friend group. You know what I'm saying? People just, and then, you know, this person has talked to various niggas crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even the time I got talked to crazy, like this situation where a nigga just blatantly disrespected a nigga below the belt. He blatantly disrespected another nigga below the belt, and that person
just let it slide.
They took it, like they just. Nigga call a nigga a bitch, I made you, and who you drive this, and whoop, like real, like.
I feel like that falls into the category of dick sucking. Like, you just go let somebody talk to you like it. Like, I could understand, like, I'm trying to think of, like, who could really say something like that to me, and I let it go. Like, I don't fight back at all. Like, I just lay there, like, you know what I mean, where you just stare there, like, come on, do something. He's poking with the stick. I feel like that's one of those situations. Like, why are you not standing up for yourself? Why are you not saying nothing at all? You're not saying Nathaniel. You just taking it. You a bitch. I made you. Nah. I don't even think I wouldn't even let LeBron James talk to me like that if LeBron put me on. Like, that's not something you do. Because in that case, that means it was finicky from the start. That means you didn't do it out of the kindness of your heart. You didn't do it because you felt like you don't truly believe in me for real. I was convenient. Because if you truly believe in something, you don't down talk it, right? If you grow in a plant, one day you don't just sit there and put mad shade over. You don't put it inside of a dark room. It can't grow that way. You put it out and you keep giving it the best nutrients possible. And at worst, right? You take a step back and you let it do its own thing. But you don't get in the way. What are we getting in the way for? No, you don't emasculate somebody you don't talk to somebody like that, bro. And bro, soft as hell for talking like it. It's almost like he accepted his role. Like from the beginning, he signed that deal. For what? For what?
Honestly, this makes sense, and we all know who he's talking about, and it's DDG. That matches his personality and how he portrays himself on the internet. But to hear niggas say they was ranking each other in popularity is crazy, and just mad disconnected from being a normal person. I think part of the problem was how passive everyone was when these behaviors were displayed. Cinco is talking about some crazy dynamics here, but he said one dude just took it. You're not supposed to just take it, and I'm not saying niggas gotta fight, but boundaries need to be firm, and that's just part of the bigger issue. The way these grown men carry themselves is a product of years of unchecked disrespect. When you combine that with money and business and people who are clearly not friends, you get this situation.
Various times I try to leave our group chat, you know what I'm saying, and defuse the situation, you know, but like I said, a nigga felt like he was the program. He ran the program, you know what I'm saying? So a nigga kept adding me back and just tearing a nigga down, like coming at a nigga in real disrespectful ways, talking to a nigga like a friend would never talk to. Then like,
keep this clip in mind because DDG was sharing some details about how he and his friends interact. I wanted to elaborate on some thoughts I had about it, especially seeing that Cinco pointed out how he was being treated and how that's not how friends should treat each other. But before I get into that, I want to say I don't think there's necessarily a side anyone should pick because frankly, both dudes suck pretty bad. DDG is an egotistical maniac who I personally don't think has any substance beyond his material wealth. Although I can say DDG wasn't lying about his age and he didn't date a 16-year-old, so I guess he is better. Only by that though. That's assuming he also didn't know this fact, but in my opinion, it's likely he did know. Point is, they're both bad, and seeing people take DDG's or Cinco's side is just pretty dumb. They're both guilty of being bad friends. That's what I think. But let's look at some clips that I think give credence to what Cinco was saying.
Y'all was on stream, I at least interact.
When this nigga ain't on stream, bro, and you on somebody else, call my name. Rich. Hey, Rich. Let me tell you something, bro. Real quick, bro. Hey, Johnny. Really? Oh, what's it?
No, it's just because
Damn.
when I'm not on.
So that's a clip of Baby Rich imitating how immature DDG gets. And by the way, he admitted that he was childish, okay? But I think this clip is just like I said, it's normalized to the point niggas are cracking jokes about how DDG acts. But trust me, this is not the only one. We're just going down the list.
The list. Oh man, he brought mad receipts to the party. I'm not gonna lie. To me, DDG always had a limited amount of credibility. I already didn't rock with him heavy because he had that beef a long time ago with what's his name? With Soluminati, you know. But even after they made up, it was kind of like, okay, truce, whatever, you know. I don't watch you, you know. If you happen to be a somebody's streamer or whatever, you know, I'm here. If you're funny here, there, you know, I'm go, you know, show love, you know, that was funny, ha ha, he, you know. He could rap a little bit, I'd be like, okay, cool. But like, he's not my style of person, right? So there's a limit to how far I'm willing to support somebody like that. There's a limit to how far I'm gonna watch any of your content. There's a limit to how often I'm not gonna skip your song if it comes up and it's not in my playlist or is in my playlist. Either way, I don't have a song if it's in my playlist. I don't even know why I gave that benefit of the doubt. But yeah, we knew that those guys weren't homeboys. That's why them getting the house don't mean nothing, in my opinion. You know, maybe to some people it does. But like, if y'all can't respect each other as being on the same level, like you look at A&P and people are like, people outside of it, people are like, oh my gosh, Kai. But the first person Kai will glaze at the drop of a hat talking about his success is Phantom, right? Then you got Duke doing his thing. Then you got AJ doing his multiple things, his globe of things, right? And you got Chris next door, you know. You got oh my goodness, I have his face right here in my hand. Davis, you know what I'm saying? And everybody kind of rounds things out, but they don't put it into a hierarchy, right? Fans may do it, but they never, they don't even publicly joke about it. The worst thing they'll do is joke about how somebody don't be streaming like that, right? Or somebody missed a date or whatever, and they be acting some sort of way. That's it. There's none of this. So seeing this with these guys, it's kind of like, it's rhetorical. Y'all aren't real. Y'all are fake. It's manufactured, right? And manufactured is cool until you don't like the taste. And y'all leave it a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths right now.
I just still like move, beef with a nigga, like he don't never stop, yeah. Like he ain't got that, like bro. When I was beefing this nigga, gang, this nigga was texting me every day, like you bitch, you saying little shit. Like, Sam, like every day he'd say little shit to me, gang. Like beefing this nigga damn near like he trying to bully a nigga, like yeah, I'm not going for that, gang, but nigga, that nigga move just be on some bull.
But you did though. You said he was saying it every day. You just let it happen. Crazy.
You beef that nigga. Like on some real life shit.
Tell me right now that's a normal way of treating your friend. And I'm going to show you guys a clip where DDG is talking about how regardless of what happens between him and the people he loves, he's going to fight for them. But this clip is like the antithesis of that. What makes you think that's okay? Is love a justification for mistreating your friends? Can love be used to dismiss disrespect? It's also something that growing up, I feel like a lot of people have heard. None of these things make disrespect okay. That shit was mad disrespectful and only proves Cinco Ray.
And this time it was like, niggas up and don't give a fuck what you talking about. So Cinco's pretty much just like, don't try to apologize this time because you done took it there. Like you've already overly disrespected me. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, that's what he's talking about, chat. So y'all can fan base farm and try to hate farm X, Y, and Z. Either way it's wrong. Whether you on his side or his side, bro, it's wrong.
Now with Ben, I've been eyeing my timeline and he's had a few clips that really put a lot of this into perspective in terms of DDG and how he treats people. There was an incident that he spoke on that happened during, I think, Aiden Ross's boxing event where Ben said the energy was just weird.
One thing about me, if you know me, bro, I don't start nothing, okay? Let me get a ball. I don't start anything. And y'all, I know y'all want me to be the bad guy so bad. I get it. I troll a lot.
Say shit. I came over here.
Like still talking about it's crazy.
Don't tap my back, bro.
Huh?
Don't tap my back.
Bro, I'm not finna do all this, man.
All right, man. I'm just letting you know, bro.
You're not letting me know nothing, man.
He said, I'm just letting you know. I said, bro, you're not letting me know nothing. You're not letting me know. Like, you're not letting me know gang at all. Like, I'm all that tough bro, don't do that with me because I don't want to get on that gang. We streaming, gang. We is not gangster. Like, bro, the energy was weird. And it's like, I'm not gonna.
Yes, I did hear that song. The song was hard. I'm not gonna lie. The studio session was interesting. I actually saw it first from the studio session when they posted it on YouTube. I saw that VOD. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I think my view of it is different because I saw the studio session part afterwards. So watching everything get pieced together, like obviously they compressed the video. It didn't show like the whole. I think it was like a 2.5 hour process or whatever. But like watching the video and then like listening to the track, it added a little extra context. You know what I'm saying? So it was good to me. Am I gonna add it to my playlist? No, but you know I could definitely listen to it. It's well, yeah, of course it's not gonna be special. I mean, Gunty had name I almost said name 3 DDG checks. There's not very many artists these days that are ever gonna pop on the scene and show us something crazy, right? We're not gonna see a lot of Lil Tecca's. We're not gonna see a lot of Uzis. We're not gonna see a lot of who else is it? You're not gonna see a lot of Drakes, you know, or we're not gonna see those, especially not in the streamer game, because most of the ones that decide to make music are just, you know, that's the hater guy, yeah.
Sitting a lot like I don't know what's going on. I don't know everything, but I know what's been going on. So I just stay out of it because that ain't really my business until it is my business. You know what I'm saying? So.
You know, I didn't want to include the clip where he walks out because I thought that was pretty funny and accurate. But I'm going to be honest, I think DDG was doing too much in the clip because if that all happened over a seat, why does he have to sound so pressed? I definitely found myself connecting with what Ben was saying because it definitely felt like there was some type of weird tone and energy. So I could see myself getting caught off guard by that had that been me in the situation. But that makes 3 people with 3 different experiences saying that doodle garbage is like a dickhead. Now let's look at what DDG has to say. And then I'm gonna wrap this up because this is melting my brain.
You know what I'm saying? But even that group, like it's not a real group, bro. Like that ain't real.
See, I would never say that about him. And the fact that he can get online and say that about me instantly, when I tell you how petty this argument is, y'all gonna be like, bro, are you serious? The fact that he can say—
All right, I gotta get this off my chest. One thing I can't stand about DDG and people of the DDG tree, lineage, whatever you want to call it, when they sit there and they got the soundboard and they press the boom sound every time they think they said something or every time they think they're about to start spitting. I can't stand that, bro. Like, and no, I think it's just a me thing. I think it's like when you're watching a sitcom and then they have the woo, the clapping in the background when the character walks on set. To me, I didn't really like it. You know, some people they find it funny. You know, the whole press this, the whole you said something that you think is fake, that you think is deep, or you something that's low key important or whatever, and then you press the sound afterwards. I think it's cooler. Like it's cooler when somebody's telling a story or whatever, and it's like a duo on stream, and somebody's telling the story, and the other person presses it, because then it's like somebody else's brain is like, oh nah, that shit hard, and they press it, right? Because then the soundboard becomes like an instrument at that point. If you're soundboarding yourself, it's like giving yourself a round of applause. Like I don't. And again, it's probably just me. It's probably just a me thing. I don't think a lot of people have an issue with that, but like his streams in particular tend to overuse it. Like even. And the thing is, I don't even watch a full DDG stream. I don't follow him on Twitch or anything. So it's like when I see clips of him on Twitter and everything, it's always in the clip. Oh, that noise is, it's like hitting a bell. It's go crazy.
Say that about that nigga ain't really fuck with me anyway.
What did he say?
The fact that he can say that about that nigga ain't really fuck with me anyway. He was never my real homie. That's clear as day. Nigga, you don't do that. Me and my brother, bro, we literally, me and T.O. got in fucking real fights. And I'm talking about me and T.O. done hit below the belt so crazy. I love that nigga. I will murder a nigga over T.O., bro. It don't matter if something would have happened right after me and T.O. got into it. It don't matter if we related. It's the same shit with Rich, bro. If Rich called me, he'd be like, nigga, hey, this nigga on me. Nigga, I'm...
Here's the thing though, right? I kind of understand where he's trying to go from. You said some people didn't need money, didn't need to be famous or money. Agreed. Heavy. Agreed. I kind of understand what he's going for right there when he says that, but at the same time, it's one of those moments where you just got to sit back and realize some things you just don't need to like say, right? If that's really family like that, yeah, he's beyond it. He's beyond the great abyss at this point. It's like you reach a point where you could say certain stuff to people, and sometimes you get really out of pocket. Starts if you're around somebody enough, you're gonna get really out of pocket at some point, especially if y'all have clashing similar personalities, right? You're gonna grind against each other. It's like gonna be like tectonic plates. There's gonna be an earthquake at some point, right? Somebody gonna say something over the top. It's gonna be like, my fault, bro. You gotta cut back at it later. I'll be like, my fault, bro. I was tripping, right? But if you're saying you're repetitively shooting below the belt, going crazy on somebody, you don't think that's everybody's not going to be okay with that. Let's say you think that's okay, right? Let's say you're okay with people going below the belt on you, as long as they apologize later on, or don't, and just like let it breathe for a minute. You're still wild, right? You're still wild for putting yourself in that position and allowing such things to occur. It's a case by case basis. You can't expect that to be normal.
There, nigga, I'm there. I would never say.
I think there's a level of cognitive dissonance here. DDG attempts to grandstand Cinco about what he said, but in the same breath talks about hitting below the belt with his friends. T.O. in particular said DDG would text him every day, calling him a bitch. Does that sound like a friend, dude? That's really what I've been trying to get across this entire time. There's just been this complicitness with DDG's behavior. And to be honest, like I said, he's definitely a dickhead. And he's hella rude to his friends. I think that's undeniable. You can't use love as a scapegoat for disrespect.
Following day, bro, I called T.O. because they all in the crib deliberating and shit. I called T.O. nigga, we going back and forth arguing, blah, 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 blah. This nigga gonna say some shit like, Kai your daddy. That's what he said. So I said, nigga, I made.
Slight hyperbole, yes, but we're not gonna act like DDG would be nearly as big in the stream and stuff if he had no contact with Kai. Just saying.
You nigga, yeah, I said it. I'm like, nigga, if you saying Kai is this, what the fuck am I to you? I gotta at least be your uncle or something. Nigga, I gotta be your grandpa. I gotta be something to you, nigga. Cause there ain't no way you popping it like that.
This is exactly what I mean. That just makes me think that these guys are truly not friends, especially given the words that they use with each other. I personally can't fathom how you don't talk to your loved ones with soft language. That stuff be frying me, but it's obviously not just DDG though. I know I've been on his head for a little bit, but I can't just single him out. The problem is obviously deeper than him. It just goes to show that they were never really friends in the first place, or at least that's what I think. That's really all I had to say. I don't think I need to keep harping on the situation. Everyone's taking sides, but there's truly no point in doing that. DDG, J Cinco, the Capaholics, these are grown men with a lot of money and is being used as a mask for their obvious problems. Also, if you're taking sides when one of the guys was literally lying about his age to date a 16-year-old at the time, you're tripping. There is no side. Let's get him up out of here and anyone else who knew. So with that being said, subscribe for more unsolicited opinions.
Spitting, like usual. Overly tripping. Trust and believe. There is no side. They're both in the wrong. They're both not real friends. There was false expectations held. Let it rock, twin.